හොඳයි හාමුදුරනේ එහෙමනම් අපි වහන්සේට අවස්ථාව සලසනවා මයිතාමත්ම ගෞරව ආදරයෙන් යුක්තව පිළිගනු ලබනවා අපේ සූරක්කුලමේ පේමරතන හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේ අද දවසේ ධර්ම දේශනාව සඳහා we are warmly welcome Bhnate Pemarathana for today's Dhamma sermon. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bhante. Thank you very much. I'm very thankful to Bhnate Samduru, Kondanja Hamduru, and all other resident monks for inviting me for this Dhamma talk. I'm also grateful to our sponsoring family, Gunawardhana family, Manoj Mahathya, Madhu Nona, Chamika Dua, and Kenul Puta, and everyone. Can you all hear me now? Can you raise your hands if you can hear me? Okay, yes. Okay, so today we will spend some time in understanding one important teachings of the Buddha. So Buddha has taught us to live wisely and also live happily and live meaningfully. So we will learn one simple, one important teachings of the Buddha today that can help us to live our life meaningfully, happily and wisely. That's our goal today. So I would like to know the children. Who are the children who are joining us here? If you like, can you use the chat box and then write your name and post it, so then I will know your name. So you can go to a chat box and then write your name. Okay, let's see. Just type your name and then send, so then I will know your name. So here I can see, okay, Chami and Kenul. Okay, I got that. Okay. Nevinka, right? Nevinka. And Amaya and Amash. Puroda, Piyumi and Hashini. Sharindi Senaradge. Samadhi, Pooja and Netra. Okay, three children in that family. And Suhadi and Kiara, Imaya and Netuli, Vihan Navod, Vinudi Vinuk, Senal Dylan, Dinet, Sanut, Kishan. Okay. So later I will, address your name. Vimukti also came. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for letting me know you. Okay, three more. Rashan, Kishan, and Adish. Okay. I also like to see you. If you don't mind, you can open your video. I'd like to see you. I'd like to talk with you. So otherwise, I'll be talking to black screen. Thank you, Vinudi. I can see you. Wonderful. And thank you, Amash and Amaya. I can see you also. We can join. Roshi, is your name Roshi? The name appears as Roshi. Yeah. Okay. Kenul. Okay, so I'd like to see you. So, okay, thank you, Camila. Yeah. Okay, let's start. Before we start the actual discussion, I would like to ask you a few questions. I'm going to share my screen, so then then you will be able to see the questions that I would like to reflect on. Okay. I hope that you can see my screen. Okay. So I would like you to, think a little bit about these questions that I share with you. So how did you feel the last time, when your computer got stuck and became super slow? If you had such an, experience, think about how did you feel when your computer is not working as you want it to work? Think about that. And I also would like to think about how did you react when your phone battery died when you want to play games? Think about, maybe you may have this experience a while ago. When you want to play the games and your phone battery died. How did you feel? How did you react? What did you say? What did you do in that time? And the other one is, how about when it rained, when you were planning to play in the park with your friends? If you had such a plan that you were planning to go out and play with your friends, maybe with your family, to have a nice time, and then suddenly it rained, how did you feel? Okay. And I have a few more questions. I think about how did you react when your friend forgot to bring back the book or the toy that she or she borrowed from you? You know, your friend borrowed your book or toy and she promised that she will bring it back, but she forgot to do it. Did you have such an experience before? Hmm? And tell me how did you feel that moment? Okay, let's go to the next one. How did you feel when your brother or sister accidentally accidentally broke your toy? Your brother or sister happened to play with your toy and then she or he broke it. How did you feel that moment? Okay, this will be the last one. How did you feel when your parents were late to pick you from the game? Maybe you were waiting for them to pick you, from school, from a game, but they were so late to come and pick you. Do you have such an experience? How did you feel? Okay. Let me go to this. These are the things that you usually do. When this happened, did you, let's say your computer is stuck, did you try to find someone to blame? Your phone battery is dead. Did you think about someone to blame? Or did you feel like screaming? Did you feel like screaming at the top of your lungs when those things happen? Or did you clench your teeth? Or did you ask, why me, or why now? Why me? Why this is happening to me? Why this is happening to me? Why it's only rain when I plan to go out? Or why now? So these are the things usually we do. I mean, I would like you to be honest, and I would like, I have put like letter A, B, or C, or D. Do you see that? A, B, and C, and D. A stand for, looking for someone to blame, or feeling like shouting or screaming, or like clenching the teeth, or maybe asking why this is happening to me. If you have, whenever you encounter a situation that you didn't plan, and whenever you encounter a situation that things didn't work out the way you expect them to be, you're expecting someone to do certain thing, these people didn't do that. You're expecting some event to happen in a particular way, but it didn't happen in that way. Whenever things go wrong, whenever we had such an experience that things didn't happen the way you want it to happen. Whenever you have that experience, what do you do the most? Can you type your letter? Is it with letter A, letter B, letter C, or letter D? Can you go to your computer and let me know? Let me stop sharing, then we can, okay. Now you can do. Okay, go to your chat box and let me know what you will do. Do you want to see that again? The options? What you do the most? Okay, these are the, read again and choose your letter. Okay, I'm not going to say it loud to anyone, okay? This is just for me to know which letters are the most frequently done by our children. That's all I want to know, okay? So just choose your letter and send me through the text in the chat. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Camila. Thank you, Naumali. Thank you, Pumi. Thank you, Sharindi. Thank you, Nevinka. Thank you, Kenul. Thank you, Turushi. Should be Tarushi, right? Turushi, yeah. Thank you, Rashin. Thank you, Yamash, Amaya. Thank you. I'm so glad. I see so many D's. Okay, so many D's. Okay, and I think the majority will be D. Yeah, we have few B's and few A's. Just one C, but many D's. What is the D? D. Okay. Oh, why me? Why this is happening to me? Okay. I really appreciate your response. Okay. This is how we usually respond. Whenever things didn't happen the way we want, this is how we respond. We either clench our teeth, we shout, we try to blame someone for that, or maybe ask why me? Why it is happening to me? Why it is happening now? So this is how we usually respond. But the issue is that whenever we respond in that way, it doesn't really, bring us anywhere. It doesn't really solve the problem. It doesn't really helping us. We may do these things, but it's not really changing the situation any further. So I think this is normally what we do, but I think this is quite normal. But, as human beings, and particularly as disciples of the Buddha, as, practitioners, as disciples of the Buddha, we can do better than this. So we will we need to understand that there's no world that these things will not happen at all. Sure, our battery in our telephone will die. Our computer once in a while get stuck. Okay, people are forgetful. People are going to forget things, and people are going to get late. These things are going to happen anyway. There's no world that these things will not happen. We cannot find such a world. There's no place you can go. So these things are going to happen anyway. So what we need to do as the disciples of the Buddha, that we need to develop an ability to cope with, deal with these kind of situations and try to rise above them. Try to find a way to navigate ourselves from these situations, and then somehow overcome the situation, somehow maintain our sanity, and then change the situation. Instead of being a victim to the situation, we can develop ourselves to change the situation, but not in the way that, not by clenching our teeth, not by shouting, not by asking why me, not by blaming someone else, but through a different methods of different course of action. So today we are going to learn the teachings of the Buddha. The Buddha has taught us very important techniques to grow within and then face this kind of situations. So we have a Pali term called Khanti. The term Khanti stands for patience. And there's also another term called Thadi. Thadi is a quality of the Buddha, quality of the disciple, like enlightened disciples of the Buddha, but it's also a quality that we can grow. That is the Thadi simply means stability. It also means endurance and ability to stay without being moved by the situations. So that, that common term we can give for this quality can be called resilience. So resilience, this is the important quality that we can develop. When you encounter these kind of difficulty, challenges, and unexpected things, and we need to develop this inner quality, what we can call in English resilience. In Pali, we can call it Khanti and Thadi. So resilience has two aspects. One is capacity to endure hardships, enduring, try to find a way to endure and be with it. And the second one is to ability to adapt to the situation, and then and work with it. So I would like to give three important terms for us to get to be familiar with this idea of resilience. The resilience has this element of acceptance and accommodation and adapting. So accept, accommodate, and adapt. Accept means that when someone is late to pick us, someone is late, we accept it. Okay, this happened. This is happening. This is This is not strange. This is not new, but this has happened. Okay, then accommodate. Okay, now let me see what I can do with this. What else I can do? What can I do something to like change the situation? So try to find a space. Try to find a way that you can reorganize your event or your incident in that moment, and then you adapt. You change your original plan, and you find a way to make use of the situation. To try to find the way to like go with the situation, but to find some new way to do it. So accept, accommodate, and adapt. And particularly during this time, we are all living in a period of a pandemic. It's a big, there's a pandemic. It's a worldwide situation. So many, these days we are experiencing so many hardships, so many unexpected things. We have so much of restrictions. And usually during these days, you may have gone for, like summer camps. You may have gone for like to visit so many other places. You could have done like birthday parties, but you can't do any such things these days, right? So many things are restricted. So during this time, we need to learn this ability, the resilience. And this is what I'm going to share with you today. So let us talk about Buddhist guidelines for resilience, how we can develop this ability within us, resilience, like, just like this, nice, beautiful plant, the situation is not conducive, it's challenging, harsh, but if the plant has a quality called resilience, like being able to, endure the hardships and then adapt to the situation and somehow, grow it. So this is called resilience, and we can be like that too. So, okay. So one thing I would like to remember is that resilience is not about like, moving, not moving at all. Like, it's not like, being like a stable thing. Or is resilience also not about like it's staying without failing? We may be shocked, we may fail, but resilience is about bouncing back, and also like reinterpreting or like reframing, thinking differently about a difficult situation. Let's say you were planning to go out and play, and then it suddenly rained. Okay, so it didn't happen the way you want. So let's say it's rain, and then instead of like blaming the rain and shouting, maybe we can think about something else. Okay, now it is raining, but let us do something else inside the house. So we give a different purpose to our difficulty. So instead of going out, we all get together, and we can come together and do a very nice activity inside the home. So that's called resilience. So we try to find a different purpose, even in a difficult time. So we have a good example for us to learn this important quality called resilience. I think you all know about the story of the Prince Siddhartha, and we know that Prince Siddhartha later became an ascetic, a person who will go out and then meditate and look for the deeper meaning of life. So the Buddha, before becoming the Buddha, was a prince, and he was living in the palace with all the comfort. But then he left the palace and he became a seeker, became an ascetic. We call him an ascetic. He became someone who's meditating, someone who's like searching for the meaning of the life. So when he was an ascetic, and he had to go through so many hardships. So we can learn so much from the life of the Buddha, like when he was an ascetic, how much failures he had in his life, how much hardships he had, but he was able to like endure those things and make use of these difficulties for his own growth. We may encounter difficulties, but we can make use of these difficulties for our own growth. Okay. Can I see your hands? Have you read about have you learned about the ascetic Siddhartha? And when do you remember how the Prince Siddhartha left his palace to become an ascetic? Do you remember? Can you raise your hands if you remember that incident? Okay, I can see Vinudi, Navinka, okay. I can see Amash and Amaya, thank you. Kenu, okay, thank you. So you know that, okay. Suheli, I also saw you, thank you. So after he became an ascetic, and then, so he went to learn from teachers. He went to like famous teachers at that time, and particularly the meditation teachers. So he learned from them. He was so dedicated, he learned from them, and aiming that he will be able to like attain the enlightenment. He will be able to like make the, like realize the reality behind, all these things. But he could not reach the enlightenment by learning from those teachers. He went to first teacher. The first teacher's name is Alara Kalama, right? And he learned from him. He learned so much good things from him, but he was not be able to like reach the highest level of his consciousness, his mind. So it was disappointing for him, right? He went to this teacher aiming to reach the enlightenment, but he could not. Then there was an obstacle, but he did not give up. And then he heard about a different teacher, and he went to that teacher. Anybody remember the name of that teacher? It's called Uddaka Rama Putta. The long name, right? Suheli, you remember that? Yeah, Uddaka Rama Putta. So he went to the next teacher. This next teacher actually did not know all the way up, but his father knew techniques to reach some higher level of consciousness. He himself could not achieve that, but he was willing to share the techniques. So the ascetic Siddhartha went to him and learned all these techniques, and then even like reached that state. He even like he even did better than his second teacher. But again, after achieving that higher level of consciousness, that was not enlightenment. That was not like permanent, like a permanent change in his mind. So he was again disappointed. And I mean, he could have like given up this. He could have left the whole search, but he didn't do that. And then Ascetic Siddhartha decided, okay, now I learned from the best teachers, but they taught me so many good things, but those things were not good enough for me to attain enlightenment. Then I will practice by myself. So he came and he started to practice different techniques. And he was like, doing so many difficult things, like, like torturing his own body, like thinking that depriving our senses, depriving our basic needs. And he think that if you give so much pain to the body, that will change his mind. That was the common practice during that time. So Ascetic Siddhartha wanted to test this. He wanted to test whether this works. So he started to starve himself. He fasted a lot. He's gradually stopped eating, reduced the eatings, and he did so many. He tried to control his breath and stop his breath. He did so many difficult things, like as a way of trying to attain this enlightenment. And then because he was so dedicated, there were 5 other friends, 5 other ascetics who had a great trust on this ascetic Siddhartha. So they became his friends. They started to stay around him as a way of supporting him. So the ascetic Siddhartha spent a few years doing those difficult practices, painful practices. The 5 friends were like around him, supporting him, yes, and they believed that he was so dedicated he will achieve that. But after a few years of practicing these painful practices, ascetic Siddhartha realized that these painful practices are not really bringing me any enlightenment. So I have tested it. I have tested them fully. Now I know for sure these painful practices are not bringing me anywhere. So he decided to give up those painful practices. But then he did not give up his goal. He was ready to practice a different technique, what we call the middle path. The middle path. So when he gave up these painful practices, all his 5 friends got disappointed. They thought that ascetic Siddhartha is now giving up and he's like going back to the luxury. So all these 5 friends left him. and his friends abandoned him, and he was by himself in the forest now. What adversity, right? And he was like this. All the 5 friends were together. They were practicing together, and they were testing those things. When Asari Siddhartha realized that this painful practice is not working, I'm going to use a different technique. His 5 friends left him, abandoned him. But Asari Siddhartha did not give up his goal. He was not disappointed, and he accepted that situation. Okay, what to do? My friends misunderstood me. They thought that I'm going back to luxury. No, I'm going to test a different technique, what we call middle path. But his friends did not stay with him until he tested the other technique. They left him. But in ascetic Siddhartha had this quality called resilience. And he was having so many hardships, and he was abandoned by his friends, and he didn't get what he wanted from his teachers. But he did not give up his search. He did not give up his effort. He was resilient. He was accepting the situation and accommodating and adapting to them. And so that is what we need in our life. As students, as children, as people who are learning and learning good things in your life. And it is common that you will encounter so many hardships in your life. And it's very common that the things will not happen the way you plan them. This is very common. But I think we have a wrong expectation from the world that things will happen the way we imagine. How we imagine in our world is a whole different process than how the world operates outside. When we think about a situation, when we plan a situation, when we expect a situation, we imagine inside our head, inside our mind. It's not really only head, but inside our mind. So when we imagine a situation, we imagine a scenario, we imagine people to behave in a particular way. But the way we imagine is very different from how the world operates, how people behave. So there is going to have a discrepancy. There's going to have a conflict between how we imagine things to be and how the things will ultimately turn out to be. It's going to happen anyway. So that is why we need some acceptance and training in our mind, that whenever these things, situations and incidents happen the way we didn't expect them to be, not to be angry about it, not to be mad about it, but try to find a way to move through this and change it. We call it resilience. Okay, let me share my screen again, and I'm going to share with you some specific techniques that the Buddha has taught us about resilience. Okay, so this ability called resilience, this inner strength, is something that we can learn. Different people have different levels of resilience, but we can grow this. It's like a muscles. It's like when we exercise, we can build our muscles. So we can learn this. We can grow this. So if you think that you clench your teeth most of the time, if you think that you ask this question, why me? If you think that you will shout when unexpected things happen, maybe you have some resilience, but not good enough, not strong enough. So we can develop this. We can grow this. How we can grow this is by following these techniques. I'm going to share with you a few techniques that Buddha has told us. The first technique is called mindfulness. You may have heard about this. The Buddha has taught us a very important technique. This is our ability to be aware of our own body and mind. Like turning our attention inward and observing and being aware of our own body and mind. Whenever we encounter difficult situation, challenge, unexpected things, let's say your computer is slow, maybe your phone is slow, maybe you are not your game is not moving the way you want, so those things. Or maybe you ask some favor from your parents, but they are so busy, they don't have time to attend to you. maybe, so similar, those kind of situation. Whenever you encounter such a situation, and what you will experience will be some kind of unpleasantness, some kind of discomfort in your body. So I think we should train ourselves to observe that. Thing doesn't work the way we want. Everything is stuck. Okay, thing doesn't. People don't give us. People don't give us what we ask for. These things can happen, and whenever such situation occur, we feel unhappy. We feel unpleasantness and discomfort. That's okay. What we need to do first is to be aware of it. Like feel that, oh, okay, I'm not feeling really nice now. I'm really feeling tight. I'm really feeling, so uncomfortable. So be aware of that. Don't try to hide it. Just be aware of that, I asked my friend to do this. I asked my parent to do this, but for some reason they cannot do it. Okay, so now I'm stuck here. So first feel it. And then we can release that tightness by taking a nice deep breath. So we can use our mindfulness together with our breath, first to recognize it and take a breath and just release it. So at least for that moment, we can get rid of the discomfort, the pain, the unpleasantness that we are going through. First, observing it, accepting it, and then taking a deep breath, release it. And then you have a chance, you have an opportunity to do what you can do to change the situation. But first, we need to relax ourselves. Rather than clenching the teeth and shouting, you observe the unpleasantness, take a breath, relax, and then, think, what I can do now. Okay, so that's called mindfulness. And that's what we can do. But that's not enough. The second practice I would like to share with you is called reflection on impermanence. Whenever, things doesn't happen, whenever people don't, give us what we ask for, or whenever your device is not working, whatever, whenever those situations happen, you can take a breath and relax, and then we need to make an important reflection. Important reflection is reflection on impermanence. Everything in this world is subject to change or subject to break. Anything can break. Our computers can break. Our phones can break. Our vehicles can break. Nothing is permanent. So we need to understand that anything operates as a result of combination of so many factors. Think about the car. I think you are quite familiar with the cars, right? So car is a combination of so many parts, right? So we have an engine inside the car. And even within the engine, we have sub-parts. We have transmission, we have cooling system, so many things there, right? And then we have 4 tires. So in order for a car to move smoothly, so many other processes, so many other parts has to work nicely. But it is very common that one of these parts can malfunction at a time. We cannot expect that all these things function smoothly all the time. It's very common that one of these conditions can go wrong and things can change. So even like people, our parents or our friends, they have to do so many things. So sometimes whenever we ask some favor from them, they may be able to do that, but not at the time that we ask them, because they may be occupied with something else. They may need some time to do the favor that we asked from them. So we need to give some space in our mind that it's possible that things can change. It's possible that these things will not happen the way we want. So we should be able to be flexible. Sometimes our children will ask a particular thing at a particular time. If they don't get the exact thing at the exact time, they get mad. But that's not being smart, and that's not being really, really great. It's very easy to get mad. There's nothing, nothing smart about it. But I think the real power, real ability is to being able to endure these things and react differently and change. And so reflecting on the impermanence is very important, because we are living in a world that is not permanent. We are living in the world that everything is moving, everything is changing. It's like a cloud. Can you see a little cloud over here? So like that, that is how the world. So everyone is moving, everything is moving. So we can't really expect the things to be permanent. It's very common that how we imagine the world will be different. So this reflection of impermanence is so important. So the mindfulness and reflection on impermanence. Okay, let me stop sharing my screen right here. But I have more to share with you. But at this moment, I would like to, ask your thoughts about it. What do you think about this impermanence? I would like to, hear, did you experience impermanence recently in your life? Is anything break? Like, do you have an experience of, like you lost something, you broke something recently? Mm? So everything was smooth for you for last 2 weeks? No, right? I'd like to hear from you. Okay, tell me. You expected a particular thing, but something else happened. I'm sure that everyone has this, right? You expected a particular thing, but it didn't happen the way the way you expected. Anyone would like to share? Yes, Vinodi, do you like to share?
I do.
Yes. Who?
Me.
Vinodi. Okay, Vinodi. Go ahead, Vinodi.
One day I had to go to school, and my brother had a toy with him, and he dropped it in a drain.
Say again. He dropped what? He dropped?
He dropped the toy in a drain.
Oh, the toy and the drink?
No, he dropped the toy into a drain.
Oh, into a drain. Okay. So is your toy or his toy?
It was his toy.
Oh, okay. So you were going to the bus, but then he dropped his toy into the drain. So you didn't expect that. So what did you do?
He's asking my mom to get it out.
Wow, wonderful. So did he cry? Did he shout? Or what did he do?
He cried.
He cried, right? Yeah. Okay. So, but that's a thank you, Viniki. Thank you, Vinodi, for sharing that. So these things can happen, right? So these are the moments that we need to train ourselves to accept the situation and then try to find the way to get out of it very skillfully, very not being getting mad or shouting, but I think he did a good job, asking help from your mom. I'm coming to that, and that's also one technique, being humble to ask help from others. Thank you, Vinodi. Anyone else would like to share? You were expecting something, but things didn't happen the way you planned or where you expected. Anyone?
Me?
Yes. Who is here?
Me.
Okay, let me see your name. I don't see you.
It says Camilla.
Camilla. So, okay. Camilla. Okay. I can't see you. Okay, Camilla. No, I can see you, Camilla. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Can you share with us?
Okay. Once, I built a car out of Legos, and it broke.
Oh, so how many hours you have been making that car? 2 hours?
It was at least 2 days.
2 days. Oh, I'm sorry. And everything broke just suddenly? It fell down?
No, I accidentally sat down on it. It was on our couch, and we sat
Okay.
down on it.
You sat down and then the whole thing broke. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear, Camila. But so what did you do after that? Did you blame yourself?
I only got a little bit upset.
Okay.
Because it was not too much of it broke.
Okay.
It only got only one part of it.
Yeah. So Camila. So these things, similar things, going to happen to us. You know, maybe your brother will break things. You know, and we will drop things. So when such situation happen, now you know what to do, right? I told you 2 techniques right now. Do you remember the first one?
Yeah.
What is the first one? Can you remember the name? Start with M.
No.
Okay, who can help? Who can help Camila remember that? Nevinka, can you say what is the first technique?
Mindfulness.
Very good. Camila, do you remember that? Mindfulness. Yeah. You feel the discomfort, you feel the pain, you feel the tightness, you feel the unpleasantness, and then you take a deep. What do you take? What do you take, Camila? Or can I show you that picture again?
Okay.
For everyone. Okay, this is for everyone.
Important.
Okay. Can you see? Can you see this picture? This person is taking a deep breath.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's what you do first, and then you can think about the impermanence, right? Yeah. Okay. So Nevinka, Nevinka, you were also no, I think Suheli was trying to share something, right? Is it Nevinka or Suheli? Suheli, can you unmute yourself? Yes.
So I was planning to go outside, but then it was too cold. And when we checked on the news, it said that it was going to be a good day, like a hot and like good day. But then the next day it turned out to be so cold that I couldn't even go outside. And I just looked at, and I wanted to go outside really bad because, well, I didn't like staying inside at all. So I wanted to go outside. And then I was ready, and then my Amma told me that we couldn't go outside, and I was shocked.
Okay, so you're planning. You have a nice picture, nice planning what you will do in the outside. You will, you will go around the trees. You will do so many good things. But then the day turned out to be very cold day, right? So what did you do?
Well, I was upset at first, but then I thought of drawing pictures because I like drawing pictures and also reading. So reading is something that makes me happy a little bit. So it calms me down. I'm feeling like
That's so nice to hear. So I think you accept it and you try to find different things to do, right? So you use the situation. It's a cold day, it's a difficulty, it's a challenge, but then you use that challenge to do something good, which is reading and drawing, right? That is so nice. That is called resilience. I'm so glad. Okay, I see Nevinka and also Sharindi. So first I will go to Nevinka. Yeah, Nevinka, can you share?
So we were going on our friends for a hike last week, and we were driving for 2 hours, and I expected everything to be perfect. There was a nice lake, and we were gonna go and throw rocks at it.
Okay.
And then when we went there, we couldn't find the entrance. So then we were. Our dads were looking at the maps, and we were stuck in the car while they were walking around trying to find a trail or something. So then we had to hop back into the car and drive another hour to a lake. So when we got to the lake, we were there, and the lake was it was really big and nice. So we threw some rocks at it, and I guess that was fun. So we were walking on the hike then when me and my friend thought that there was a snake on my shoe. And then I was screaming so loud, dogs started barking. So then my friend and I were sure that it was a snake, but everyone else was like, no, it wasn't a snake. And then my dad just showed up. Snakes are cold-blooded. They wouldn't be out. And then I'm like, ooh. So then we ended up going home without building.
Yeah. What was it? Was it a real snake or just a stick?
I'm pretty sure it was a snake, but no one believed me.
Okay, but anyway, so you planned so many good things. You drove 2 hours, but then realized that you can't enter there, right? So you had to drive another hour to find an entrance. So we can either we can be mad and shout and maybe try to find someone to blame for that, right? But that will not help anyone, right? So it will be so difficult, so suffering for everyone. But I think maybe you drive another hour to somewhere else, but maybe even that driving, that driving can be a good activity, right? You can still talk to among family members, and you can have good time even driving, right? So, but I'm glad that at least at the end, you had a nice time in the lake and the forest. Okay, thank you, Nevinka, for sharing that. Okay, Sharindi, do you like to share anything?
Yes. Like one time, my dad brought me like a huge Lego set. You could build a house with it. Me and my dad builded it, and I put it somewhere in the living room. And then when my dad was trying to get something, he accidentally broke it down. And then I had to try to fix it using the instructions again.
Again, okay. So all the pieces were all over the place, and then you had to build from the beginning, right? So did you feel very sad when you say that everything was broken?
Yeah, because it was so hard to build it.
Yeah, it takes time, right? It takes time. So Sharindi, these things can happen, but I think, of course, you built it one time together with your dad, but unexpectedly things can fall down and break. But then, when you do it for the second time, I think, the very building, because we have to put everything, following the instruction, but very building it can train your mind. So you may think that it's a waste of the time, like, I have to build the same thing again, but actually building it again can train your mind, train your attention, right? And so do you have that house again with you now?
No.
It's gone. Okay. But I think, so like breaking will be an adversity. Breaking can be a challenge and difficult moments, but we can make use of that situation. Building it again is another activity that can train our mind. So it can also develop our creativity. So when you think about it in that way, it's not like a wasting of the time, but I'm learning it again. I'm developing my mind. So then it will be a fun activity even to build it again. Hi, Sharindi? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I have one more person. Okay, Sepalika, Sepalika, Veerasinghe? Yes. Do you have anything that happened unexpected? Sepalika, can you unmute? You are muted. You are muted still you are muted.
My name is actually Anudini, but that's my mom's name.
Okay, Anudini. Okay, Anudini. What would you like to share with us today?
Well, about when I was 4, I lost my toy car.
Toy car. So what happened? Did you miss it somewhere? Or?
No, I think I forgot it at my friend's house, and I didn't even go back there because my mom was too busy.
Busy, okay. So did you feel sad, when you lost your car?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, Anudini, I'm going to teach you more techniques. Whenever those things happen, how we can help ourselves. Okay, how we can help ourselves, how we can be happy, how we can stay without being mad. Okay, so I'm going to teach you more techniques. Okay, let me share my screen again. So I have taught you 2 techniques so far. You can, first one is mindfulness, and second one is reflecting on the impermanence. realizing that, everything is changing, everything is impermanent. So it's common, it's normal to, change things, break things. Okay, number 3 is called reevaluate our expectations. Reevaluate our expectations means that, we expect, like I think last time, I think who shared us, we will when we plan a trip, when we plan a hike, and I think as one of our friends, plan a hike, when you plan those things, we create so much expectations. I think we should learn to reevaluate our expectations, because when we plan, when we expect things, we can be unrealistic. We can ignore so many factors. So we can create unrealistic fantasies in our mind. And then definitely those fantasies, those like imaginations will not going to happen. So we should train ourselves to be realistic and be practical. Even when you plan to go for a trip, go for a hike, we need to be realistic, not like being so unrealistic, so creating so much fantasies. That's one way, one technique. Okay, the more important one, when I asked you to give the answers, I saw most of you give the answer D, which means when something went wrong and we ask the question, why me? Why this is happening to me? Okay, so a very important technique that Buddha has taught us, that we need to remember that, sometimes our toy can break, and then, our parents will not be able to bring, what we ask them to bring. Those things can happen to us. But remember, those things happen not only to us. All these things that is happening to us are happening to so many people out there. It's not only, these things happen to so many others. And even worse things happens to so many others. These days we get really upset when our computer is not fast enough. We get really upset when our phone is not fast enough, or maybe when our phone is not updated enough. But you need to remember that there are so many children in the world who may not even haven't seen a computer. We get upset when our computer is slow, but there are so many thousands of children who haven't seen a computer. But they live happily over there. So when these things happen to us, we should not think that this is so unfair. Why it is happening to me? Why it is my phone that dropped? Why don't think that? Why my parents are not buying these things to me? Others' parents are buying. It's not why my parents are not doing this to me. Don't think that way. It's not only happening to you. There are so many children, so many people around the world. Difficult moments come to everyone. Accidents happen to everyone. Unexpected things happen to everyone. Impermanence is common to everyone. It's not only happening to me. So we have this wrong picture. Whenever something bad happened to us, we have this wrong picture. We think that why this is happened to me. But we don't realize that these things have happened already to so many people before me. And these things will happen to so many other people after me. I'm only one in the incident. So we have to train ourselves to think beyond ourselves. Yeah, we are not alone in experiencing suffering. We are not alone in experiencing difficulty. All other people, so many other people have gone through this. So we should not think to ourselves. We should think beyond ourselves. This is very common things to happen to so many people. And okay, the very important other one, number 5, is called being grateful for what we have. Most of the time, we focus on what we don't have. When we lose a toy, when we get disappointed with our friends or our brother, sister, or our parents, we tend to forget what we already have. I like to go to the example. One of our friends here shared. They had the plan. They planned to go for a hike. So they drove 2 hours and they couldn't find the entrance. So they can get upset and frustrated. But can we focus on what we have right there? Of course, you lost the way, you couldn't find the entrance, but you are in a comfortable car. How nice it is, right? How good that the car didn't break down on the way. Imagine that if the car broke down on the way, how difficult it's going to be. So even though we lost the way, if we can think about what we have, which is, I have a comfortable car, at least we can be safe with it inside here. So we should focus on what we have and be grateful. Maybe you can, you will break your, toy, the toy that you built, maybe your Legos, your house or the car you built was suddenly, broken away. But then you can focus on what you have. Of course, your Lego, the Lego car is broken, but you have other toys to play. And you have other Legos that you can build. So you can focus on what you have. And then you will not get so mad. So most of the time we take so many things for granted. The kind of life that all of you are living today is a very privileged life. There are so many children in the world who has to walk to the school. They don't have bus to come to pick them. They walk many miles to go to school. But you don't have that. You should be grateful for that. You should be grateful. You should be thankful to your parents, to the bus driver, to the school, everyone. We have to be grateful that we have this opportunity. I know that so many of you have so many clothes. I'm sure that you have more than 10 pieces of clothes, right? Can you raise your hands if you have more than 10 pieces of clothes? Okay, thank you. So you may be upset that you couldn't buy a nice cloth for this summer. But imagine that there are so many children in the world who may not have even 10 pieces of clothes. They may have only 5 pieces of clothes. We have so many in our closet. But still we are quite unhappy that we couldn't buy another new one for this fall. But we forget what we have. So we should be grateful for what we have. And that's the best way to, calm ourselves down. That's the best way to satisfy ourselves. And also we have to be grateful to people who are helping us all the time. We don't see that, so many people, our parents, our teachers, they are taking care of us all the time. Of course, sometimes they may not be able to listen to us. Sometimes they may not have time for us. They may be busy with doing, something, but they are also doing those things to benefit us. But sometimes they may not be able to do what we ask from them. But we have to be grateful for whatever they have done to us. We should not focus on the little thing that they could not do, but we should focus on the big things that they have done to us. So shifting our attention to what we have is the best way to develop resilience. And people who are grateful have better resilience, and they can go through any difficult period. People who are grateful for what they have get the strength, get the power to face any challenge, any difficulty, and they can win the situation. Otherwise, we will very easily fail. We will give up. We will be collapsed. But if you have gratefulness, you are grateful what you have, and then you have strength to go forward. So I hope that you remember to be grateful whenever your toy is broken, whenever your plan was didn't work the way you want. Try to find the things that you can be grateful for. You will not get mad. Last one is be humble to ask help. I think we also heard earlier that when the brother dropped his toy to the drain and he asked help from his mom. I think whenever we stuck, when we encounter a challenge and problem, we should be humble enough to ask help. Sometimes we get mad, we shout, but we are not humble enough. There are always people who can help us. So if your computer is not working properly, and maybe if you're whatever difficulty, you should always be open and kindly ask help from others, and there are always people to help you. So okay, let me go back. Okay, I have taught you 6 techniques. All these techniques are from the Buddha. The Buddha has taught all these techniques. Okay, let me go to the number 1. Can you all say what is the first one? Mindfulness. Can you say that? Mindfulness. Remember to feel what you remember to be aware how you feel, and take a deep breath. Remember to do that next time when things go wrong. Remember the mindfulness, be aware and take a deep breath. Second one, reflect on the impermanence. Things break, things change. That is common. This is not strange. It's okay. It's okay. I can change this situation too, because this situation is also impermanent. So it's accept the impermanence and reflect on the impermanence, and don't think that it's strange. And then reevaluate your expectations. And sometimes we create unrealistic expectation from other people, other things. We need to reevaluate all the time. And then think beyond yourself. Don't think that these things happen only to you. These things happen to many people. So don't think that this is unfair. It's not unfair. It's happening to many. Our incident is only one. So think beyond yourself. And be grateful to what you have. Always focus on what you have, and not only to what you don't have or what you lost. Focus on what you still have. And then be humble to ask help from others. So this is the way to develop what we call the resilience. This is the way to develop resilience, the inner ability to deal with anything, to go through any difficulty and still survive, still be happy, still flourish your life. So I hope that you will remember these lessons, and you'll develop your resilience and be a really happy people and good people who can help so many others too. So that is how we have to be as the disciples, as the students of the Buddha. Okay. Anyone would like to share anything? Any questions you'd like to ask based on what I just shared with you? So are you sure that next time when your toy is broken, next time when your plans plans didn't go the way you want, or maybe when your friends didn't help you, whatever, unexpected things happen, are you sure that you remember how to deal with them? Okay. Amash, are you sure you remember the techniques? Okay. Camila, how about you?
Yes.
Yeah. So next time you will not cry, when the Lego's car is broken, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Camila. Okay. I hope that we all are ready to be resilient. I remember the resilience, or Kanti or Tadi. So I hope that you'll be happier people, you'll be kind people, and you'll have more resilience inside you, and so you can face any challenge, any problem, any unexpected things in your life, right? Okay, so I think now we can wind up the session, right, Bhante? I really want to appreciate all of your participation. You all, all participated very actively. I want to thank Bhante Pemarathana Samduru and Kondanja Handuru for inviting me, and also to our sponsoring family. I would like to invite you to let us take a moment to share the merits, because you just attended the Buddha Puja, you listened to the chanting, then you discuss the teachings of the Buddha. So by doing that, you have generated so much goodness in your heart, so much good karma, good merits. Now we can share these merits with everyone. So let us take a moment. Let us think about all others. Let us wish that may all others share our merits, and may they also benefit from them. And particularly, we also think about our ancestors, our parents, our grandparents, and particularly grandparents who have already passed away. We can think about them and we can share this merits with them also. So today I would like to especially remember our Manoj Mahatya's parents, Reggie Gunawardena and Kusuma Gunawardena. Let us think about them and share this merits with both of their parents, and also Madhu known as a mother, Jnanavati Kumarasinghe, and may she also share these merits. So let us think about all of them and wish that may they benefit from this merits, may they share from this merits, may they be well, happy, and peaceful wherever they may be. With that wish, let us chant together. Idang me ñātinang hotu sukita hontu ñātayo. Idang me ñātinang hotu sukita hontu ñātayo. Idang me ñātinang hotu sukita hontu ñātayo. I also would like to wish you blessings and wish everyone blessings, particularly during this time. You want to stay healthy, you want to stay safe, and I wish that may you all have these blessings to have a strong immunity, be safe and be healthy. And particularly, I also extend blessings to Chamika Dua and Kenul Puta, and also to Madhu Nona's father, Edward Kumarasinghe. And all of our children who participated today's program, I wish every one of you blessings. May our beloved Father Edward Kumarasinghe, Chamika, Kenul, and every one of you receive these blessings. And may you blessed with good health. May you blessed with a stronger immunity. May you be protected wherever you are going, and may you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. With that wish, I will do this short chant. Sabbhitiyo vivajjantu sabbarogo vinasansatu mate bhavatantantarayo sukhi diga yuko bhava.
Well, so let us say thank you to our Bhnate Pemarathana. So by giving his time and energy, sharing the Dhamma with you, I think you all actively participated in this Dhamma sermon, asking questions and giving answers. So that is very good. And so by giving this Dhamma sermon, so we consider it as a very great meritorious deed. Dhamma dana, giving Dhamma. So practicing generosity another way. So the most important thing is to giving Dhamma among all other things, because Dhamma opens our eyes to the truth, to realize the truth. So it is giving wisdom. So therefore, let us dedicate merit, bless and wish happiness to Bhnate Pemarathana. So may he has good health, success, prosperity and longevity. May he able to continue his Dhamma sermon, Dhamma service, give his service to the Dhamma for the benefit of all others here in America, everywhere in America and all around the world. And also let us dedicate merit to his beloved parents and the teachers who ordain him. May they all rejoice these merit. May they be well, happy, peaceful. May we all attain Nibbanic happiness. Sadhu, sadhu,
Sadhu, sadhu.
ගොඩාක් පින් ආදරණේ. Thank you very
හොඳයි
much.
පෙමරතන හඳුරු එහෙමනම් බොහොම සන්තෝෂයි දේශනාව දරුවනි එහෙනම් අපි අද දවසට නිමා කරනවා අපි ධර්ම දේශනාව වෙනුවෙන් පරිස්කාර පූජාව සිදු කරලා තියෙනවා අපි හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේට ඒක ලැබෙන්නට සලස්වනවා ඒ පින්වත් පිරිස වෙනුවෙන් එහෙමනම් මధు ගුණවර්ධන මනෝජ් ගුණවර්ධන කෙනෝල් චාමිකා ඇතුළු සියලු දෙනාටත් බොහොම පිං අද දවසේ මේ ධර්ම දේශනාව වෙනුවෙන් දායකත්වයේ දරලා අනුග්‍රහය දක්වලා ඒ කටයුතු කිරීමෙන් ඔබත් අප්‍රමාණ වූ පිනක් සිද්ධ කරගත්තා. ඔබ හැම දිනකටත් නිදුක් නිරෝගී සුවපත් භාවයේ චිරජීවනයේම සැලසේවා කියලා අපි සාදු කියලා නවත්වනවා.
ඔබ වහන්සේලාටත් තෙරුවන් සරණයි.
එහෙනම් තෙරුවන් සරණයි හැමෝටම. තෙරුවන් සරණයි.
එහෙනම් තෙරුවන් සරණයි පෙමරතනරු.
තෙරුවන් සරණයි හිමිනි මම පොලක් ගන්න පස්සේ.
හරි.
තෙරුවන් සරණයි.
තෙරුවන් සරණයි.
තෙරුවන් සරණයි දරුවෝ.
තෙරුවන් සරණයි.
තෙරුවන් සරණයි. තෙරුවන් සරණයි සාදු.
ආයි විනුති.
තෙරුවන් සරණයි විනුදී නේද? හොඳයි හොඳයි.